All right, you put up a poll in conjunction with cleveland.com, Plain Dealer, asking fans who is most at fault for the Browns' defensive issues. What'd you find out? Where are we trending? What's going on with it?
Well, the poll ended up about 10:30 this morning. It's about 4:04 now. We got almost about 2,069 votes, and of those votes, I asked, basically who's most at fault, Joe Woods, the players, or Andrew Berry, and an overwhelming margin, about 62.74% of voters said Joe Woods, and I can't fault them for that. I can understand completely why, he is kind of the one most to blame here. I get the players are underperforming. There's guys that could certainly play a lot better. I look at, just the defensive line just not getting it done the last couple of weeks. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah not taking that step that everybody thought he would make. Denzel Ward not being the player that he's expected to be. But I look at, just what the defenses look like, particularly the last 2 weeks. You can excuse some of the run defense issues against Atlanta. They didn't have Myles Garrett or Jadeveon Clowney, so you can understand why they got ran through in that game. But Sunday was alarming. The Chargers had one of the worst rush offenses in football, and they made it look easy against the Browns. They just got such incredible push up front. They were missing tackles. The Browns were missing tackles left and right. And it just didn't look like a good approach to me from Joe Woods, and it really hasn't been that way all season. There's been coverage breakdowns to start the season, and now there's run defense issues that are springing up, and it just seems like one problem after another. And he's been the defensive coordinator for more than 40 games. He should know the strengths and weaknesses of his players, get them ready to play, and it doesn't seem that hasn't been the case at all this season right now. I haven't really seen a game where the defense has looked as advertised. And when you have all these talented players and they're all struggling in some form or fashion, you got to point to the guy at the top. And I think Joe Woods has really got to turn things up a bit. I think he's got to get aggressive, and he's really got to set a tone and a mentality for this defense that just simply hasn't been there. Because if he doesn't, this defense is going to continue to struggle, and maybe they're looking for somebody else to call plays on defense.
Yeah, I can't argue with what you've said. And the thing that I would say is there's a lot of talent on that defensive side of the football, and they look to be reacting to things instead of dictating things. In my mind, a good defense dictates. It doesn't react to the offense. It makes the offense react. I haven't seen that at all from the Browns.
With you 100%. And to me, this comes back to scheme. And the one thing we've seen out of Joe Woods is a lot of soft coverages and a lot of four-man rushes. You win with defense at any level by how you dominate the line of scrimmage. And I just haven't seen the Browns, try to assert themselves on that side of the football. It's almost like they're waiting for the play to come to them, and then they make the tackle or whatever instead of going out and making things happen. That's evidenced by a low turnover rate and just by how little pressure they've been able to get on quarterback throughout the season. This is a team, as I've said before, you've got personnel like Myles Garrett, Jadeveon Clowney, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, and Grant Delpit. Those are guys that are good when they're playing downhill, and the Browns just don't play downhill enough. And, like you said, the best defenses are the ones that take it to opponents, and it seems like the Browns have been very passive defensively. And considering the talent they have, that's the last thing they should be. And I would imagine starting Sunday, especially if they're going up against Bailey Zappi, they should be trying to take it to the Patriots and trying to be more aggressive, because if they're not, I think they're just misusing their talent.